Okay, we back. We back, y'all. And we got the Dean with us today. And we got the Dean with us.
That bitch, you go crazy.
Hey, OTM, say, I forgot my double cup, I'm in a rush. Hey, lil' bro seen a op, grab my Glock, I'm pushing up. Hey, we don't do no V6, this a Hemi, scooting up. I be in my city with them sticks, just pop the trunk. Hey, can't fake the funk. My nigga kill you for a brand new pair of dunks. Sliding with Naughty and Yoda, bang, we smoking runs. I'ma fuck on that bitch, then kick her out just like a punt. Call me a bliss, I get it as hit. Not no kick and fuck on the bitch. Rob with the glitch, I shoot up the shit. Smoke I get gone. Rob with the glitch, better get your zone. Got no love, that shit big gone. Taking off like a rocket. All them pussy niggas better stop it. Mad at me, I'm the hot top. I was foreign shit, I rock it. Used to be with the glitz, yeah, I'm lying. Now I never put it down. Them clown niggas want to hang around. Remember this to give me the run around. I'm popping. Them VVS can't stop it. Back your head if you think I'm playing, come try me. Come try me. Ain't going back and forth. Them neck, 5 shots in the bed. To your chest. Let a fan try to play my neck. He got right there, that's on the set. Harvey Street, that's where I'm at. I got 6 in the chest. Lil B, that nigga's a bitch. Did 5 years and sticks on the bitch. Ain't this game till your brother get hit. I'm probably person my out get hit. Probably person my out get hit. I'm probably person my out get hit. Bitch, pussy, cartel business. Oh God.
This ain't high school, I got this Glock all in my letter. Hey, niggas out here doing funny business, David let him. Hey, Sunday service, bitch, I get paid like the Reverend. Can't talk without this Zaze pipe. I need my medicine. Can't do a show without it, so you know we got the medal. Can't take a picture with no guns, you know I got felonies. Steady speaking on our name, shit gon' get your melon split. Niggas ain't gon' slide, they gon' hide when the beef come. Niggas steady talking about it, smoke, but ain't gon' be none. I show you how to be a player, nigga, be a better. Let's go. Let me show you how to mix it up, I got the recipe.
Let's go.
Bitch ass niggas, I keep telling you niggas, this shit ain't over with. We still dropping this shit. We still pumping this shit. We still doing this shit. Quit playing with us, OTM nigga. Bang man, nigga. Nigga, take your cartel, pussy.
On God.
On God. On God. Yeah, man. Yeah. We back at it, y'all. The Yolo show. You understand me?
Yeah.
With the Dean.
Goddamn Dean in this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, man. I went on up there and showed I went out there and showed them people, man. Say, man, I'm an Austin, Texas nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Went and pulled the paperwork out and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Oh, you pulled the paperwork out.
Man, I pulled the paperwork out, man.
Ooh, on the ass. Boom.
But if you ain't
you better than
you
me,
can't read that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm saying if you ain't a federal nigga, you can't read that shit. You gotta understand what's going on when you get the paperwork, when you get like federal, like the docket sheets and shit like that. You don't know the codes and shit, then you don't know what to look for. But you know, since we done been, we know what to look for when we look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no 5K1, no Rule 35s and shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no motherfucking what's that shit called when they go talk to the people? You know what I'm talking about? When you be in the phase of going to court and they sit down with the people. What's that shit called? No. Huh?
Your PSI?
No. When you go sit down and they talking to the people, giving them information, what they be calling that shit?
Informants.
They call them informants, but what do they go? They do something like it's a man. What they call that shit, my nigga? When they call you back there. They call you back there, and the people be back there talking to the people.
Is it a brief?
You know what I'm saying?
A brief?
Yeah, debrief. Debrief. Yeah, see, they ain't no debriefing and much shit. They none of that shit. They'll have all that everything that's going on with the court system that has to do with you. They gonna have that shit marked on there by the days.
You gotta walk the yard with the paper.
This the thing. I already knew you was straight, so I don't give a fuck about seeing the shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just, you know.
I know you, nigga, from the streets, nigga. I know you're a stiff nigga, so I don't need to see this shit. Fuck them niggas. I ain't got to prove none of them niggas. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah, I just told Cole, I say, look, come on over here and look at this shit, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I showed him, you know, let him see, gave him, you know, little information, informed him
Yeah.
on what this shit is right here. I showed him my the case, like the whole thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? The money they took from me, the money they charged me with, plus the dope and gun. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it really ain't like I told him. I say, shit, nigga, I wouldn't even finna do this whole ass shit, because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about what them niggas think. They can think I'm from Mississippi, all I care. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. But I know I'm a Brackenridge baby.
Yeah, for real.
I'm a Brackenridge baby, man. The old Brackenridge. Nigga, I had that brown ass birth certificate, nigga. The Brackenridge look old in the motherfucker on this bitch.
That look like it was from 1960.
With my baby feet on the back of that motherfucker.
Yeah. Straight out of Austin.
Yeah, for real.
Straight out of Austin. Talking about New Orleans. Nigga crazy.
Nigga just be saying anything, put any kind of jacket on a nigga back.
Yeah, nigga just be trying. But you know, that's how hey. Like I say, shit, if you get off being the clown, man, hey, that's we need some of them type of niggas out here in the world today, because that distinguishes the real niggas from the bullshit niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't know the difference if it wasn't no clowns.
Yeah. Everybody be looking like real niggas.
Yeah, everybody be looking like real niggas. So
that shit crazy. That shit crazy though. But yeah, he capping though. It's cap all in the name.
That's cap all in the name. That's in his name, man.
You know what I'm saying? So shit, it's up for your discretion. Is he capping or not? The capping is up for your discretion. Yeah.
That nigga Montage over there talking about, oh man, that nigga was trying to say you from Arkansas.
Oh, he said I'm from Arkansas.
He say, man, I think Yolo ain't even, he from Arkansas somewhere, ain't he?
Oh man, what the fuck? Hell no. Nigga, I'm straight out of Brackenridge. Nigga, what? 86. Right here. Hell yeah. Nigga, shit. Nigga, my papa is a Austin legend. Nigga, how the fuck am I born in Arkansas? My dad's an Austin legend. Nigga, what the fuck wrong with him? Nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
Nigga's crazy. Say anything, bro. You say anything.
Yeah.
Bro.
Nigga just say anything, but you know, you gotta let him. Nigga can't stop another nigga mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if niggas want to believe that shit, let them believe it, man.
No, for real. Let them believe. They want to run with it, fuck it. Go for it. Go for it. That's your shit. Go for it. That's how you feel? Go for it, man.
Nigga, it was so goddamn hot outside, man. After I did that shit, man, went and paid a few bills and shit, nigga. I came in the house, nigga, and laid the fuck out, nigga.
Yeah. And it's hot out there. You know, man, you got to stay hydrated out there, Bubba. They got to drink plenty water.
Shit, for sure.
Water.
For sure. I do that. I stay hydrated.
And eat that watermelon.
Eat that watermelon, man.
Man, I ate so much watermelon, man. I done switched to cherries.
Yep. I would tell you about them cherries too, though.
Yeah. I done switched to cherries.
Them cherries get you right.
Yeah.
The cherry get you right, but Shit,
said
nigga, I ain't been
111.
having no kind of issues, my nigga.
That nigga say he said it's 111 in Vegas. Surface temperature 118. God damn. Woo shit.
That shit don't be hot like that shit don't really it be a different type of heat though.
It's a different type of heat, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's a different type of heat, man. It be hot, but it's different.
I know 103 in this motherfucker, nigga. God damn.
Nigga 99.
99 in this bitch. It's some shit in this motherfucker make it feel like 100, man. It'll make
Man,
it feel like 100, man.
my brother had came down here. He hadn't been down here in years. He said he don't like coming down here because he can't breathe down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't breathe down here like that.
Shout out Mr. Mina. Shout out Street Clothes. Judd Wells, Rose.
Shout out Mr. Miller, man. Salute Rose. Yeah, Jeff Wells.
Yeah, shout out all the folks, man. Shout out Mr. Mina, man. Shout out.
Tim Unlimited Rush, B&B Battle. Shout out Real Spill.
Yeah, Real Spill. Shout out.
Real Spill. What's up, boy? Real Spill.
Shout out Eva. I thought I seen her in here a while ago.
Yeah. Shout out Eva in there.
Oh yeah, I see it right there now. Yeah, shout out Eva. Yeah, make a show.
Yeah. Shout out Eva. Yeah.
Oop.
This right here is about this is a crazy story about how the government will fuck off a whole country for some bananas.
It ain't number 59 seconds, nigga.
Huh?
59 seconds.
No, that ain't 50.
Look what they do.
Look what 20th century, commercial juggernaut slammed into Central America. Over time, this influence and power grew to such an extent that it became known as the octopus, its tentacles reaching deep within the halls of power and dramatically affecting the region. The United Fruit Company, synonymous with bananas in the early days, embodied more than just agricultural success. It became a force of sinister corporate power and political manipulation that reshaped nations, economies, and lives. At one point, the United Fruit Company owned 42% of Guatemala, and by the 1930s, it owned 3.5 million acres of land in Central America and the Caribbean. The company was extraordinarily successful, backed by a dubious marketing company and travel company wing that shipped delighted foreigners into the region to tour sanitized versions of their plantations, showcasing the area's wonders and pushing the sale of bananas through the roof. And yet, the name United Fruit Company will always be associated with the kind of corporate dealings that make you wince. They perfected the art of divide and conquer among the poor inhabitants of Central America, ran their plantations like the pre-Civil War days in the United States, were the puppet masters behind several massacres, and even managed to convince the US government to overthrow the Guatemalan government for having the audacity to question its methods. In today's age of corporate greed and capitalism, we've become somewhat accustomed to shady business practices, but none come close to what United Fruit Company did. The United Fruit Company was formed in 1899 by Minor C. Keith and Andrew W. Preston from the merger of several smaller banana importing companies in Boston. Keith had already laid down substantial railroad tracks in Costa Rica, initially to aid in constructing a national railway. However, when the Costa Rican government defaulted on its loans, part of the deal that emerged was that Keith was given access to 800,000 acres of tax-free land along the railroad, plus a 99-year lease on operating the train route. Bananas were initially seen as a cheap food source for his workers, but he quickly realized that shipping them north into the United States was an untapped gold mine. The company quickly established a monopoly over the banana trade in several Central American countries by acquiring large swaths of land and controlling the entire supply chain, from cultivation and harvesting to transportation and marketing. This market dominance allowed them to set prices and control the process to best serve their own interests. Everything was going well for the United Fruit Company. By the early 20th century, it had become one of the largest employers in Central America, wielding enormous economic power. It bought shares in 14 competitors, meaning it controlled roughly 80% of the banana business in the early years of the century. However, you didn't achieve success like this without cutting plenty of corners, and in the case of the United Fruit Company, trampling over millions of people. The term banana republic to describe a politically and economically unstable country with an economy dependent upon the export of natural resources, often at the will of a somewhat omnipotent corporate power behind the scenes, originated from this very period. While the company certainly brought infrastructure and jobs to Central America, it also faced heavy criticism of its labor practices and its impact on local communities. The company controlled vast territories, dictating employment conditions, housing, healthcare, and education. Many argued that this control was exploitative and stunted the region's economic development, making it overly dependent on monoculture and foreign capital. It was not uncommon for the United Fruit Company to support friendly regimes to ensure a welcoming and profitable business environment. This often involved questionable tactics, including supporting coups and influencing governmental policies to benefit its agricultural interests. The most infamous instance of this was in Guatemala during the 1950s. The democratically elected government of Jacobo Arbenz enacted agrarian reform laws that threatened United Fruit's extensive landholdings. In response, the company lobbied the US government hard, painting Arbenz as a communist threat close to America's shores. This led to CIA involvement in a coup that ousted Arbenz and installed a more United Fruit Company-friendly regime. This campaign was led by US Secretary of State John Foster Dulles, a rabidly anti-communist man who also just happened to be a partner at the law firm of Sullivan and Cromwell, which had done extensive legal work for, you guessed it, the United Fruit Company. Oh, and also Dulles' brother, Alan. Well, he's conveniently head of the CIA at the time, wasn't he? And he also had commercial ties to the United Fruit Company. In fact, both brothers were on the company's payroll for an extraordinary 38 years. Now, this whole episode stank from the very top down to the murky cesspool at the bottom. The United Fruit Company, in its heyday, was not only a master of agricultural production and political manipulation, but also an innovator in marketing and public relations. One of the most striking examples of its marketing prowess was the use of its private shipping line, the Great White Fleet. Beyond transporting bananas from the tropics, North America's tables, these ships played a pivotal role in promoting tourism in the Caribbean and Central America, cleverly intertwining the allure of exotic travel with the appeal of their primary product, the banana. The United Fruit Company launched its Great White Fleet in the early 20th century, initially to streamline the transport of bananas from its American plantations to American markets. However, the company quickly realized the potential of these ships to serve a dual purpose. By the 1930s, they were not only freighters, but also passenger liners, offering luxury cruises to the American public. These cruises were marketed as exotic adventures, where tourists could enjoy the natural beauty and warm climates of the Caribbean and Central America, a stark contrast to the colder industrial urban centers of the United States and Canada. The fleet's promotional materials depicted an idyllic tropical paradise. Pamphlets and advertisements featured lush landscapes, smiling locals, and luxurious accommodations aboard the ships. These tours even included guided visits to the United Fruit Company's plantations, carefully curated to present a sanitized, harmonious view of the banana industry. Tourists visiting the plantations were shown specially designated areas, meticulously maintained.
At Spartan College, we teach aviation. At our Tulsa main campus, we offer a variety of programs to help you begin your training in aviation
to ensure visitors were left with a positive impression. These areas were devoid of any signs of harsh labor conditions or environmental degradation, which were, well, the realities of banana cultivation. Instead, visitors saw well-tended fields, modern packing houses, content and well-cared-for workers, all designed to reinforce the image of the United Fruit Company as a benevolent and progressive force in the region. In the late 1920s, the labor conditions on the banana plantations managed by the United Fruit Company in Colombia had just become intolerable. Workers faced inhumane hours, meager wages, and harsh living conditions with little to no chance of improvement. This growing unrest led to strikes, as workers demanded better treatment, compensation, and improved working conditions. In response, the United Fruit Company portrayed the strike as a matter of national security, alleging that it had been influenced by communist ideologies. By November of 1928, the situation reached a boiling point when more than 32,000 workers ceased work and demanded a 6-day work week, an 8-hour workday, and increased pay. Negotiations between the strikers, the Colombian government, and the United Fruit Company were fraught with the company refusing to yield to most demands. As tensions escalated, the Colombian government, under significant pressure from the United Fruit Company, decided to act. On the morning of the 6th of December, after weeks of strikes and growing tensions, the Colombian army encircled the gathered strikers and their families in the town square of Ciénaga. Without warning, and on the orders of General Carlos Cortés Vargas, who later justified his actions by claiming the need to maintain economic stability and asserting that the strike was a subversive threat, the soldiers opened fire on the crowd. Estimates of the death toll that day vary widely, with conservative figures citing around 100 fatalities, while other reports suggest thousands were killed. The massacre ended the strike abruptly and sent a chilling message to workers throughout the region about the lengths to which the company and complicit governments would go to protect their economic interests. Gabriel Garcia Marquez immortalized the massacre in his novel 100 Years of Solitude, ensuring the tragedy would never be forgotten. Yet despite the horror of the 6th of December 1928, the event did little to immediately improve the working conditions for the plantation workers who continued to struggle under oppressive circumstances for decades. Despite the sluggish response to the massacres in 1928, labor disputes were ripping across the region by the mid-1930s. In 1934, in Costa Rica, a strike got underway that would eventually lead to dramatic changes in how the United Fruit Company operated. The strike began on the 18th of August 1934 and involved more than 30,000 workers. It was sparked by dire working conditions, low wages, and the kind of exploitative labor practices that the United Fruit Company were at the time well known for. The response from United Fruit was initially dismissive. The company refused to negotiate with the strikers, leading to an escalation in tensions. However, with the Banana Massacre still fresh in memory, the Costa Rican government stepped in and acted as a mediator between the workers and the United Fruit Company, and after a month of striking, the intervention led to significant concessions from United Fruit. The company agreed to many of the workers' demands, including better wages and more accurate weighing methods. This marked a rare victory and represented a significant advancement in workers' rights in the region. The United Fruit Company's expansion required vast amounts of land, much of which was virgin tropical rainforest. These areas were cleared at an alarming rate to make room for banana plantations. The deforestation not only destroyed complex ecosystems, but also led to significant biodiversity loss. Species that thrived in these dense forests were suddenly displaced or driven to extinction due to habitat loss. The company's agricultural practices exacerbated this ecological disruption. The monoculture of bananas meant that a single crop dominated vast tracts of land, reducing the genetic diversity of the plants and making the entire ecosystem more susceptible to disease and pests. This vulnerability often led to heavier use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. The chemical-intensive agriculture practiced by the United Fruit Company had severe repercussions for the soil health of the region. The heavy use of pesticides, herbicides, and synthetic fertilizers contaminated the soil and water sources. These chemicals not only degraded the soil's natural fertility by killing beneficial microorganisms, but also polluted rivers and streams, affecting both aquatic life and human communities that depended on these water sources for drinking, fishing, and agriculture. Workers were frequently exposed to toxic pesticides and herbicides, most notably DBCP. This was extensively used despite its known health risks. Exposure to DBCP and other chemicals led to a range of health issues among plantation workers, including sterility, cancer, and kidney failure. The irrigation practices needed to sustain the vast banana plantations completely altered the region's hydrological profile. Massive amounts of water were diverted from rivers to plantation sites, reducing the water available for local communities and other ecological needs. These diversions often led to conflicts with local populations and long-term effects on water supply sustainability. By the early 20th century, United Fruit had acquired vast swaths of Honduran land for banana cultivation, capitalizing on lax land laws and the Honduran government's desperation for economic development. These acquisitions were not just business expansions, but strategic moves to control the country's most valuable agricultural resource, fertile land. With extensive land holdings came significant political influence. United Fruit's strategy involved cultivating deep relations with key political figures, ensuring that the company's needs were prioritized at the highest levels of government. This influence was often exercised through financial incentives and, at times, outright bribery. United Fruit supported friendly candidates, funded their campaigns, and ensured that the political climate remained favorable to its operations. The company's influence was so pervasive that it could effectively veto laws threatening its interests. For example, any attempt by the Honduran government to nationalize land or improve labor conditions was swiftly quashed through political maneuvers orchestrated by United Fruit. The company's control was further solidified by its investment in infrastructure, but only where it served its needs, such as railroads for transporting bananas, which coincidentally limited the development of public infrastructure that did not serve the company's direct interests. United Fruit's economic strategy in Honduras was to make the country as dependent as possible on the banana trade, which of course the company controlled. This monocrop dependency meant the Honduran economy was incredibly vulnerable to the company's whims. United Fruit's dominance was further entrenched by its control over the most important export infrastructure, including ports and railways, which stifled any potential competition and kept the economy tightly bound to the company's interests. In 1974, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama joined forces in an attempt to form a banana exporting coalition. They were essentially just asking for a fair slice of the pie, but unsurprisingly, United Fruit, then renamed United Brands Company, balked at the demands. However, legal troubles were about to explode. In early 1975, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in the United States revealed that the United Brands Company had paid a substantial bribe of $1.25 million, or $7.25 million today, to a high-ranking Honduran government official. The bribe was intended to secure a reduction in the export tax that the Honduran government levied on bananas from 50 cents to 25 cents per box, which would save the company millions. The scandal began to unravel when Eli Black, the then president and CEO of United Brands, committed suicide by jumping from the 44th floor of the Pan Am building in New York City. The subsequent inquiry exposed how United Brands attempted to manipulate economic policy in Honduras to its advantage, underscoring the extent of corporate influence on political decisions in banana-producing countries. After the Bananagate scandal exploded, it prompted a closer examination of United Brands' operations across Latin America, revealing a pattern of political manipulation and exploitation. It also stirred a significant international outcry over the ethics of corporate behavior, particularly in how powerful companies from developed nations often exploited weaker governments and economies. In Honduras, the revelation led to a national scandal and a re-evaluation of the country's economic dependencies. The Honduran government faced public outrage for allowing foreign companies to exert such influence over its economic policies, particularly those that impacted the nation's sovereignty and financial stability. In 1990, United Brands Company changed its name to Chiquita Brands International in an attempt to distance itself from the historical baggage of the banana republics and the associated labor and environmental abuses. This rebranding was part of a broader strategy to modernize the company's image and practices, but less than 10 years later, the company was embroiled in yet another scandal. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Colombia was a country ravaged by decades of civil conflict involving guerrilla groups, paramilitary forces, and drug cartels. To protect its employees and operations in the Araba region, a major banana-producing area, Chiquita Brands admitted to making payments to the United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia, or UAC, a right-wing paramilitary organization involved in severe human rights abuses and drug trafficking, which the United States had designated as a terrorist group in 2001. The scandal came to light in 2003 when a routine internal audit uncovered the payments. Further investigations revealed that from 1997 to 2004, Chiquita had paid approximately $1.7 million, or about $2.8 million today, to the AUC as its unofficial intimidation force used to fend off potential strikes and strong-arm farmers into selling to Chiquita. Documents revealing that the company's top executives had been aware of these payments and had discussed the issue extensively eventually became public, leading to widespread outrage and legal scrutiny. The legal consequences for Chiquita were severe. In 2007, after a thorough investigation by the US Department of Justice, Chiquita Brands pled guilty in engaging in transactions with a global terrorist organization. The company agreed to pay a fine of $25 million, $37 million today, a mere slap on the wrist for a company with annual sales of roughly $4.5 billion at the time. The amount was decided on as part of a plea deal. In a remarkable twist, and yet wholly expected when you think about it, the Colombian government, in a parallel agreement, allowed the company to retain the names of the US citizens who had brokered the transactions with the AUC in exchange for relief to 390 families and reportedly a little something extra to grease the wheels, if you know what we mean. There were many other allegations, including that the company directly shipped AK-47s to the AUC and was involved in terrorist activity in Europe, but these were never proven. Chiquita International simply wrote out a check, mumbled an apology, and continued making billions without any individuals facing legal action. Despite the countless scandals and implications with massacres, coups, cover-ups, bribery, and friendly dealings with terrorists, Chiquita International is still a commercial Goliath with an annual revenue of just over $3 billion. The company does all it can to paint itself as the benevolent middleman between poor farmers and thirsty consumers. But reputation is hard to shake, regardless of how many times you change your name. Chiquita is currently embroiled in lawsuits with countless families whose lives were affected by the actions of the AUC in Colombia, and they have reportedly already paid out tens of millions in compensation. The cost of cheap fruit imported to the US and other Western countries has always been high for those at the bottom of the commercial ladder, which continues to be the case today. Whether it's workers in Central America, in the vast greenhouses in Almeria in Spain, or in the Uyghur region of China, where allegedly prisoners of the Uyghur camps are forced to pick fruit that can now be found on US supermarket shelves, there remain some shocking abuses within the fruit industry. We all want cheap fruit, but low prices often come with exploitation and companies that still use a formula set out by the United Fruit Company 125 years ago.
Fucking crazy.
Chiquita bananas, man.
Chiquita bananas, man.
Chiquita bananas, man.
Chiquita bananas, bro. That shit crazy, bro.
But nigga, that be showing you, nigga, who control the motherfucking world, these goddamn corporations, my nigga. These little companies, man, but when they come together, and then, you know, politics get involved in that shit too, because the GDP of what that shit produce helps the economy and the whole government. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they get on some bullying shit, nigga. They killing shit, all kind of shit, man. You know them politicians some bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But people don't realize they dirty. Yeah, they do all kind of crooked shit. They do the same shit niggas do on street levels. They just they wear them suits and shit.
Yeah, they do it with a suit and tie.
They do it with a suit and tie. And they ain't doing none of the dirty work.
Yeah. Yeah. Motherfucker better not get caught on that Chiquita banana land.
Shit. Better leave him up. It's like they do with the oil, man. But all this shit, man, the country been in war and shit with these motherfucking presidents going over there starting shit with these people so they can get some of their resources.
Stealing that shit. Got private military companies and all this shit going over there stealing.
Yep.
That's what it be about. Shit,
Yeah.
money.
Resources. What you got on your land.
What you got on your land. Yeah. That we can't get on our shit.
Yeah. We'll break your back for you to give it to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
But see, that's why the Chinese and Russia and them, they starting to take notes and shit, except for they having a different approach. That's why the motherfuckers are all over there in Africa now getting their resources.
Yeah.
Because they can't grow a lot of shit that the motherfuckers can grow up there. You know what I'm saying? So they go down there, make a little deals with the government down there. And you know, the government's over there. Them motherfuckers crooked too. Just like over there in Latin America.
Yep.
Then you heard they had some shit. They said they had some shit going on. They was tied to some shit over there in the UK, but they never was able to prove it though.
Yeah. They weren't able to prove it. But you know, the motherfuckers cover they track. They good at covering their tracks and shit, man.
Yeah, or they'll kill the motherfucker who involved, who they think gonna tell.
That dude will not make it. He's not gonna make it.
Blow his ass up.
Yeah.
Or send him to jail for a long ass time where he ain't getting out.
Yeah.
And could put all these other type of felonious charges on his ass. Him and whoever with him.
Well, they say them trumped up charges.
Trumped up charges, yeah.
Yeah, hit them with them trumped up charges.
And judge, if you want to stay in office and you want to be a judge for some more years and shit, punish his ass. To the highest degree. Yeah.
But they gonna do it anyway. They want to be in the seat for a while.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get cricket. Gotta get down with the game.
You either get down or you gonna lay down.
can get down or you gotta lay down.
Don't get out. We gonna lay you down.
We're gonna lay you down. We're gonna lay your ass down. You get the bullshit.
It's all a business.
What'd you say, Solo?
It's all a business, man.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's all business.
Yeah.
And you can't get in front of that. You're not gonna get in front of that.
That's why they talking. That's why they talking shit about the. You think about like you looking at the presidencies and shit going on, the election.
Mm-hmm.
They talking about the. You know, Biden them is pushing that shit with the. You know, the electric vehicles and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them other motherfuckers though, they still want that oil and gas and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know the oil and shit and the gas and shit, all that fracking and shit they doing, you know, that's really fucking up some shit.
Mm-hmm. They fucking up some shit. They fucking up the earth with that shit.
Yeah.
So how would you have it? How would you have it, Bubba Dean? Do you think going all electric is a good idea?
Well, to be honest, you know what I mean? You know, shit, I ain't never lived without oil and gas, so I can't say. And then, you know, they still trying to work the kinks out of all this shit. Now, 20 years from now, whatever, they gonna be worked out a lot of the kinks, so that shit gonna be smoother. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know, man. I ain't never drove a Tesla or nothing.
You know, I'm just terrified that, bro, if we do go all electric, bro, they'll probably have us, bro, as far as like hacking and being able to take control of a nigga car.
Yeah, they gonna be able to do that.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
They already
drive you straight to the police car, right to the police station.
They already down there getting on that way. It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that, man. If you look at some of the movies, man, when they take place in the future and shit, the government already got access to your car and shit. So you know that shit coming.
Yeah, the shit coming, man. That shit coming, man. I already know it. They put them locks on a nigga ass. It's gonna be over with. Start locking your car, all type of shit. They smell weed in your car. They see you smoking through the camera. You know what I'm saying? Inform the police. All type of shit can go on, man.
But you know what I think they doing too? They doing that while they want to keep that shit like that. They want to keep some of the dudes under their finger, like the countries that got all the oil and shit like that. They want to kind of keep them because if you ain't fucking with them no more, getting no more oil and shit from them, shit, them motherfuckers ain't shit. You know, if everything go elect all the motherfuckers in Saudi Arabia and shit, them motherfuckers ain't gonna be making no motherfucking money like that no more.
But see what they gonna do when they stop making the money though, Bubba D.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to war.
You know what I'm saying?
They go to
war. You think this nigga for real? When my nigga, we went over there and started a war to get their shit. You think
to get their shit? Yeah.
You think they gonna lay down when everybody go electric? Nigga don't want their shit. Hell no, man. Fuck that. We want that shit that y'all got down, nigga. We coming.
We coming for that shit. Full
yeah, we coming for that shit you got. Now.
But what that oil though, that shit is like gold, my nigga.
Yeah.
Oil is very valuable too right now.
That's that liquid gold. Shit. It ain't like gold. Shit.
So even if we would go all electric, we still would need oil, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna need oil.
Yeah, you still gonna need some oil though.
We're gonna still need some gas too for some shit. Them boats ain't electric. Them ships ain't electric. Shit. Them ships still gotta run off gas or something.
Yeah.
Whatever they run them motherfuckers off. Gas or coal. I know they running off no motherfucking coal.
Yeah, but what if somebody, they trying to find out motors that's electric, well, for every type of shit, from planes to ships
Mm.
to automobiles. We've already done the automobiles. They do
Yeah.
have drones that
Mm.
they be flying, nigga. I'm talking about big plane size motherfucking drones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they do got some of them.
So
So
that's
yeah, they trying to figure it out, man.
yeah. They damn near got it. They tired of fucking with them. They tired of fucking with them Saudi Arabians, ain't they?
I don't know. It seems like they got a decent relationship because they let them motherfuckers do what they want to do.
Yeah. They said they over there. The Houthis is firing rockets at motherfucking cargo ships over there in the Horn of Africa.
Oh yeah.
In that little canal over there, you know that little canal over there
Yeah.
by Djibouti and shit.
Yeah, what is that? The Suez, the Suez Canal and all that.
Yeah, that one right there, that one. Yeah, the Houthis is over there shooting fucking rockets and shit on the other side. They fucking up some shit.
Yeah, because you got a lot of them little countries over there that's over there too. They got a bunch of money invested in that oil and shit too, like Oman and Yemen and all the other things.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. I think it's Yemen. I think
Yeah.
Yemen is where it's at. Where the Houthis is firing rockets and shit over there in the Suez Canal. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. But if you think about it, man, the human race is built up on war, my nigga. That's like some natural shit with the human race, man. War.
Yeah.
But then after war, it's prospering going on.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's gonna get ugly before it get better.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You can guarantee that.
Yeah.
You can guarantee that.
Yeah. Guarantee that shit. You can definitely guarantee that shit. It's getting ugly too, D. It's getting ugly, Bubba.
Yeah.
It's getting ugly, man.
Who would you want to be the next president?
I think I'd rather have Donald Trump.
Yeah, I was telling my mama that shit.
You gotta know thy enemy, man. We gotta know our enemy, man. We gotta know thy enemy, man. We gotta know him, man.
Like, man, if they let this motherfucker back in, she's like, if they let this motherfucker back in, he just, I'm like, man, but one thing about him, he's showing people on how to beat these people and keep their money if you get some money.
I think he the wild card. He the nigga that ain't been trying to. He like, bro, he ain't been groomed for this shit. That nigga
he wasn't a politician, but he know how to run companies.
He know how to run companies.
And the country is a company.
And the country is a company.
You know what I'm saying?
So I can't. So he can definitely run it.
That's why once Biden got into office, the value of our dollar went down some more. You know what I mean?
Because he's not business savvy. He's not no business savvy. He's a money type nigga, man. We need a money type nigga in there, man.
Biden a fucking retard.
You done, man. Man, who gonna respect, man? Look at Putin, man. Look at that Xi Jinping. Look at the Chinese man over there, man. Them niggas don't respect no damn Biden, man. Look how they look. Look how Joe Biden look. Man, that's why they fucking over us, man. They don't give a damn. Look at this nigga here. He ain't ready for shit.
He can't
But
stand
see,
up. Oh,
don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, man. Most of them politicians are businessmen in a sense.
Yeah.
But Trump is definitely a better businessman than him.
yeah, but Biden always fucking nigga disabled and shit.
Yeah, he's 92 years old. And then did you see him when he was high on them drugs, bro? Eyes all big and shit, bro. Like,
that nigga wearing the pen. They gotta change that nigga diaper before every press conference. You don't know what the fuck he walking to.
Like, for real, bro. Like, what are you doing, fam? Ain't nobody gonna respect our country with you at the helm, bro.
But you know, back for a long time, most or all of the presidents were some old motherfuckers.
No, it was.
Yeah. President, I mean, what you call an old motherfucker, ain't he? Trump, old motherfucker.
Not that old though.
Yeah, but Biden older. Yeah, Trump about 70 or 70.
Yeah. He still got some wiggle. He still got some wiggle room though.
Biden like 100. Biden like them niggas in Jesus times, 136, nigga. That nigga been here before Jesus of Nazareth. That nigga still living and shit, nigga.
Yeah, he older. Mother. And then that president, that government shit make a nigga older too, man.
Make a nigga older, huh?
Yeah, that shit make a nigga older.
Shit you can't tell nobody, secrets you gotta hold. Them secrets make you old. All that lying and shit, you gotta lie to a motherfucker, all that shit is part of the job. You gotta lie right to the motherfucker face, look right at him, knowing you for the killing. Yeah, man, it's all good. Yeah. No, you done sent CIA at his neck. Yeah, man.
You ready for this next video?
Yes, sir. What's this here?
I think we need to get clear on terminology for people who are listening and they think, okay, look, I get this. Highly processed food is at the root cause of many of these chronic diseases. Over half of what we're consuming as a country, as a Western society, are these foods. So I guess we need to really help people understand, what are these foods? There's this part in the introduction where you actually, I've underlined it. You said, what if this slow consumable poison looks like everything else in the store? How do you protect yourself? And that's kind of part of the problem, isn't it? It's so normalized that I think many people don't really understand anymore. Well, what is a processed food? What is real food? So can you help us try and understand that?
Right. Yeah. One of the first questions we ask in clinic, we used to ask is, mom, the mom and the kid come in, for OBC clinic. And we ask, mom, what do you consider food? Do you think Cheetos is food? If you think Cheetos is food, then basically nothing's going to help you. So that's the first thing we do is we disavow them of this concept, of this knowledge. So what we did in our clinic to be effective, and we actually studied this, we published on it, we validated it as an instrument. What we did was we took all newcomers, all new referrals to our clinic, and we did a teaching breakfast. So these kids came in fasting, so we could get comorbidity and safety labs. And they saw the doctor, they got their blood drawn, they got their physical exam, and then they went to the teaching breakfast. 6 kids, 6 parents around the table, 1 dietitian, English and Spanish, different times. All right, so that everybody, got a teaching breakfast. And we got a $100 gift certificate from Trader Joe's every month to basically buy the food for the teaching breakfast. And of course, our dietitian went out and bought the right stuff, not the wrong stuff. And she would then narrate he would narrate for an hour why these foods were on the table for breakfast and why the stuff they were buying at home was the wrong stuff. Okay, and we would explain insulin, and we would show them how much sugar was in each of the things that they were getting at home and versus, what was on the table. And 4 things had to come out of that, and we actually validated this. 4 points, 4 different points that conferred success.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead.
Number 1, the parent had to see the kid would eat the food. Number 2, the parent had to see the parent would eat the food. Number 3, the parent had to see other kids would eat the food because they got other kids at home. Number 4, we showed them the bill. They had to see they could afford the food. All 4. If we got all 4 boxes ticked, those patients did well. And then there was no going back. So this was a training moment. This was a teaching moment. This was a way we could explain to parents and to kids what was going on and model for them so they can see one, do one, teach one, way like we always do in medical school. If you tell people what to do, they will not do it. If you show people what to do and they do it, then they'll do it again.
Yeah.
And not until.
The term real foods, I like it, you use it, but it does get a bit of pushback from certain academics. And, I saw one, I think on Instagram just a couple of weeks ago, a very prominent researcher in obesity in the UK, denigrating the term, saying it smacks of privilege, it's, all kinds of things about it. And here's the thing, my view, Bob, is that I found it to be very useful with my patients. Of course, if my patients don't like it, I'd come up with something else that they understand. But generally speaking, I think the things like, would your grandparents recognize it as foods? I think people find it quite helpful. Or does the food packet have more than 5 ingredients on it or not? As a kind of general rough rule, they're not perfect, but they're all kind of guidelines to try and help people make sense of this ultra processed food environment in which they're living. And I wonder why there's so much criticism. It's like, these things are there to help people. If you find it helpful, great. If you don't, fine, use something else. But I find a lot of people, particularly in medicine and academia, look down on these kind of what are considered simplistic terms.
Yeah, I've heard those complaints also before, and I've heard about the quote smacks of privilege also. Basically, what we're saying is real food is food that came out of the ground or animals that ate the food that came out of the ground. That's real food. Okay, as soon as a human touched it, now it's processed. Just a question of the degree of processing also. And, I'm sure you're familiar with Carlos Monteiro at the University of Sao Paulo, developed this system called the NOVA system for the degree of processing, which I actually think is, the right way to go. It's not because it's not what's in the food, it's what's been done to the food that matters. All food is inherently good. It's what we do to the food that's not. And that's the point I try to make in the book. And I have an entire section on what we did to the food that actually turned it from food into poison.
That classification system is brilliant. And perhaps you could take a kind of readily available, simple food and just explain how it can go through these 4 stages to help people really understand this.
Sure, I can do this in 1 minute. Let's take an apple. Class 1 on the NOVA system would be an apple. Class 2 on the NOVA system would be apple slices. Class 3 on the NOVA system would be apple sauce, unsweetened. Class 4 on the NOVA system would be an apple pie. There you go. Turns out that only the class 4 foods are associated with chronic disease.
So we can have minimally, that's really encouraging. So we can have minimally processed foods that are done to make our life easier a little bit, or but it's when it goes to that extreme where it's actually bears no resemblance to actually what actually came out of the ground in the first place.
That's right. And so what is different about that apple pie versus the apple? And the answer is the addition of sugar and the removal of fiber. So this now brings us to the question you asked me earlier about the protect the liver, feed the gut. So the addition of sugar is what basically floods the liver, because the liver, only like alcohol, only has an innate capacity to metabolize a small amount. We know how much sugar we can metabolize. And it's not that different from the amount of alcohol that we can metabolize, because the metabolism is virtually the same. Point is, you can overwhelm your liver's capacity to metabolize sugar. And when that happens, just like what happens when you over-metabolize alcohol, is your liver can't handle the onslaught. And so it has to take the extra and turn it into fat. And there are enzymes in your liver that turn sugar into fat. It's called de novo lipogenesis, new fat making. And there are 3 enzymes that in concert that do this. One's called ATP citrate lyase, the other one's called acetyl-CoA carboxylase, and the last one's called fatty acid synthase. These 3 enzymes are being driven by excess substrate, and that substrate is fructose, then turned into acetyl-CoA by glycolysis. So bottom line, you're flooding your liver, and the goal is protect the liver. And when you flood your liver, now your liver makes fat, and that fat precipitates. Now you got fatty liver, and now you got insulin resistance.
Yeah.
And now you got chronic metabolic disease. So protect the liver. Second part, feed the gut. Now, a lot's been written about the microbiome. Okay. And there are a lot of probiotics that are now, in health food stores to try to restore the microbiome. And everyone now knows that the microbiome talks to your brain, which is true. It does. The question is, would taking a probiotic, a bacteria, work? Would that fix the problem? Because boy, if that could fix the problem, that would be great, wouldn't it? The answer, does it work? Is there any disease yet that has actually been ameliorated, attenuated, or cured by administration of a probiotic? Name one.
I mean, it's helped. I think it's helped with symptoms and things like IBS. I think it's been shown to make, general improvements in mood, sometimes in the right individual, but by and large, amelioration of disease, I don't think we've got that evidence yet, do we?
Well, we certainly don't, and the reason is because it doesn't happen. So here's my question to you, Ron. And think this out. These probiotics, they're bacteria. They're live cultures, right?
Yeah.
They're alive. Whether they're in a pill or not, they're alive. You swallow them. Those bacteria should be able to populate your intestine, grow, take hold, and basically, contribute to your microbial diversity. Yes?
Yeah.
Concept, right? Why do you have to keep taking them? Why can't you just take one? Why have to take them every day?
Yeah, well, a lot of them just pass straight through, don't they? And
that's right. A lot of them pass straight through, or they die right there in the intestine, which is exactly what happened to the ones as to why you don't have them there in the first place, because they're already dead. Because the intra-intestinal milieu that the bacteria find themselves in is not conducive.
No offense, but if you still think stocks, real estate, or crypto are the best passive income
to their growth.
Sorry to interrupt. If you are enjoying this content, there's loads more just like it on my channel. So please do take a moment to press subscribe, hit the notification bell, And now back to the conversation.
The ones that you basically had before have already died. And so you take them every single day, and they're still not populating your intestine. They still haven't actually taken hold and thrived and contributed to your microbial diversity. So basically, they're not doing very much, which is why we haven't seen any amelioration of any disease yet. Because probiotics are not working upstream. You have to change the intestinal milieu first. How do you do that? That's what a prebiotic does. So what's a prebiotic? A prebiotic is food for those bacteria that will feed them so that they can grow. And what's the nature's perfect prebiotic?
Fiber.
Fiber. Fiber is not food for you. Fiber is food for your bacteria. But when we took the fiber out of the food to process it, because fiber basically reduces shelf life, when we took the fiber out of the food to process it, we are now depriving our bacteria of the food they need to be able to live in symbiosis with us. And so those bacteria, the good bacteria are dead, the bad bacteria have taken over, and the bad bacteria is sending all sorts of bad signals, actually suppressing serotonin generation in the intestine, thereby reducing the anterograde transport of serotonin back up into the nucleus tractus solitarius, and that's called depression.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, because you're not feeding those bacteria, the bacteria are basically stripping the mucin layer right off your intestinal epithelial cells because they can eat that. And that's then exposing and denuding your intestine and making it, all the junk that's in your intestine basically can get through, called leaky gut, contributing to inflammation, inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and insulin resistance, all because you didn't feed your gut.
And that's how the whole thing gets tied together here. That's some very simple but very, very brilliant advice. Protect the liver, feed the gut. But the modern food environments, the ultra processing of food is overwhelming the liver with sugar, and it's starving the gut through its lack of fiber. And then the consequences are the liver could be, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes. But the problem when the gut gets starved and, as you say, leaky gut or increased intestinal permeability sets in, then you're opening up for everything: autoimmune disease, food allergies, Alzheimer's, depression. All these things have been associated with increased permeability in the gut. So it's a very simple maxim, but one that actually, again, going to that nexus of the root cause, it's kind of right there, isn't it? And that's, this is the other thing I really liked, Rob, is that you don't seem to have a preferred diet. Very much like me, I'm always like you. It's unprocess the diet first. Let's just get out the junk. Let's get the real food in, and then let's see where we are. So how does you feel that like a vegan diet or a low carb diet or a whole manner of diets can fit this maxim of protecting the liver and feeding the guts?
Yeah, I'm agnostic as to the whole vegan keto thing. Look, if people who want to be vegan, fine, whatever. You want to be vegan? Great. Don't make anybody else feel bad about their choice, but you can feel good about your choice. That's fine. Okay. There are a lot of reasons to be vegan. Animal welfare, religion, cost, coolness, if you will. But metabolic health is not one of them. Okay, and I can prove it because Coke, Doritos, and Oreos are all vegan. So you can do vegan right, or you can do vegan wrong. Keto. Okay, I'm not against keto. I used ketogenic diets in my patients when their insulin resistance was so severe that nothing else would work, where they had insulin hypersecretion. And basically, we had to control their blood glucose rises in an attempt to try to stave off continued weight gain, either one. So we use the ketogenic diet, okay? And I'm not against that. The problem with the ketogenic diet is not the diet. The problem with the diet is that it's really easy to fall off it. Because as soon as you have even a little bit of carbohydrate, a little bit of carbohydrate is going to raise your blood glucose, therefore raise your blood insulin, and therefore stop the ketogenesis. Because insulin blocks lipolysis at the level of the fat cell. And there goes your lack of substrate. And so it's been shown that people who are left to their own devices in terms of doing a ketogenic diet, they can start with all good intentions. And by 2 months into it, they're basically, they're not ketogenic anymore. They're not making ketones, basically. And then they're on the worst diet because they're on a high fat, medium carbohydrate diet, which generates both insulin and loads and loads of LDL. And that's kind of like the worst thing you can be on. So if you're fastidious, then the ketogenic diet is a great diet. If you're not fastidious, then you shouldn't be on a ketogenic diet. So it kind of depends on whether or not you can actually, keep it up. And a lot of people, fall prey to, the croissants on the, that the other guy at work brought in. So, bottom line is, I don't have a preferred diet. I'm agnostic on it. I think there are a lot of ways to skin this cat. I think ultimately we will learn the genetics of who does better with which diet, and it will turn out that certain diets are better for certain people and other diets are better for other people. And I'm very interested and involved in this personalized nutrition, concept and movement that's going on right now. So it may be that there are certain people out there who are on a vegan diet who ought to be on a keto, and there are certain people who are on a ketogenic diet who probably ought to be on a vegan one, and they don't know it yet. So why would you basically put all your marbles in one goldfish bowl?
Hold on. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. It's better than airports. It's better than airports, nigga. Yeah, it's better than airports, nigga.
It's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. Hey, Bubba D, this nigga here, he talking about 7th Street food shortstop is better than the one on airport. I'm like, nigga, all them bitches taste the same. The one on the 2-3, the one on airport, the one out north, the one out south, all them bitches taste the same. Ain't nothing different. Shit.
Now, sometimes them hoes be different, fam.
No, they taste the same.
Because it be the individuals who be in there cooking that shit, man. Sometimes motherfuckers be rushing, cooking that shit too long.
But you still getting the same food, though. It's the same food.
It's the same food, but shit.
Just like some Popeye. Just like some it'd be like different locations, my nigga have, it'd be different people in there working, my nigga, and they be doing that shit different or doing it too long, nigga. Cause sometimes, I used to always the one on Berkman, you know what I'm saying? Cause that bitch was original, nigga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was one I went to out south. Is that on William Cannon out there?
Yep, one William Cannon out there,
Yeah, no, William Cannon.
And then on the east side over there on Airport. Man, them shits, man. I don't know. I don't remember which one of them it was, man. But man, my shit wasn't right. Nigga, I threw that whole ass shit out the window.
Yeah.
The tea don't be good. The tea don't be good over there on Berkman.
Tea bullshit. It ain't got no good sweet tea. No, that's the problem. You gotta have your good sweet tea, my nigga. For real, bro. Come on, man. You couldn't get the sweet tea right. I know the food track.
Yeah.
I know the food track. You couldn't even get the sweet tea right. Yeah. They got them fries, bro. They've been there forever, bro. You feel me? I think fresh are better, bro.
Yeah, the fresh are better, man.
Yeah, the fresh, of course, the fresh is better, but it's the same poison in the shit.
I just think
it is though. It is.
It's the same poison.
It's the same poison. It's the same poison. I ain't denying that.
But niggas want to poison itself tasting good. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Bubba D. That's what I'm saying.
No,
man.
God damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. Let me poison myself. Let
Hey,
it be fresh.
that's why we be poisoning ourselves anyway, though, because the way it tastes.
Yeah.
I don't even go for taste them because everything damn near tastes the same to me unless I cooked it.
You ain't got no taste buds.
I got taste buds, nigga.
No, you ain't got no taste buds. Your taste buds gone. You said all the food tastes the same. Yeah, your taste buds gone. You missing some of them.
No, I'm saying if I go to any shortstop, if the food, I can tell the food cooked different, but it still tastes the same.
Oh, okay.
Because they're using the same recipe, it still tastes the same. If I go to this Cheddar's or that Cheddar's, the food still tastes the same. When I
think my taste buds fucked up, man.
All that shit, it's the cheddars, the chilies, all that shit like that shit tastes the same to me, man.
Yeah. When I cook it, it tastes different because I know how to put that wrist in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Season. I know how to make my shit taste with some. You know, they can get the lip slobbering at your mouth and shit. Yeah.
No diddy.
No diddy. Yeah.
No diddy. Slobbering out your mouth is crazy. Crazy work, man. God, calm down, Solo. Calm down. You know what I'm saying?
So what y'all think about that video, man?
Shit, that shit the truth.
Yeah.
That's why motherfuckers got diabetes and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Eat Cheetos, hot Cheetos and shit all the goddamn time.
Paul, you on some bullshit. I don't eat no ass, nigga. God talking about that.
That was Carl thing, Carl crazy
You know
the whole taste buds gone. Damn.
Well, you know this ain't a show for the bullshit. Don't have me take it down. Don't do that, man. No, that shit funny though. I can take a joke. I ain't tripping, man. It's all good. Brian Quinn, don't you fucking start before we put some women up here and you have to get off the internet, nigga.
Oh yeah.
Man, don't you even start. You just need to just keep your muted.
A banana. No diddy. Oh God. Ooh, crazy work. Crazy work.
That's how I'm gonna pull some women up. He gonna turn his whole motherfucking computer off.
Yeah,
my electricity done went out.
I gotta go, guys.
I gotta go. Nah, I fuck with Brian though. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. This next one is somebody we were talking. I can't remember who we talking to in the chat though.
Shout out.
That bitch kind of long. We're gonna skip. We'll do that one.
You said that one Dallas shit. I put you in timeout for a minute. You said them Dallas Cowboys. I had to put you in timeout. I ain't talking about them damn Cowboys right now.
You bet you did that boy like that? I'm at the Cowboys. Boy, you a hard ass nigga, boy. Nigga, they put a nigga in timeout
for 1 minute. He know he's looking at me.
Yeah. I was wondering because I was talking to the nigga, he disappeared. I was like, God damn, what happened to Two Tones? But that must have been a fake page. You done took it. You ain't shit. That nigga been watching that motherfucker the whole time. I'm gonna take it out, look at ass.
You know you my boy Two Tone. I had to get you. You were jigging.
This is a little bit of shit on sickle cell, man. Some people out here got their kids with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Some grown-ups living with that shit, man, just to keep y'all informed and aware of what's going on. Don't get that shit out your mouth, nigga.
My nigga. I need to quit. I need you to stop acting like you been to a Diddy party, bro.
I'm just saying.
I found out when I was about 5 or 6, but I never really started to soak it in and learn about it until I was in middle school. That's when I really wanted to be like a normal kid, and I didn't have the opportunity. A lot of times, like I said, like I couldn't walk. I didn't want to be bothered. I kind of just wanted like my medicine, and then I'm like, leave me alone. let me go through this by myself and deal with it.
When I come into the ER, I automatically have a fence on. I'm just like, okay, going in here, they're gonna think I'm addicted to pain medication. How do I convince them that I'm not addicted to pain medication and I'm not just asking for it just to ask for it?
I get chronic headaches that I still get for, I think, almost a decade now that I've been having the same headache. I know the hip pains, the joint pains, and everything else, that's like a stabbing pain. I can barely move at times. I mean, I get frustrated from it. It's very frustrating because no pain medication really works for me. So the pain is there. It's not something that you can ignore, but I have to ignore it just to get the day going.
When I'm having a crisis and it's 2 a.m. in the morning, I try to have a bin of snacks like right underneath my bed. So I'll grab crackers, eat a few, try to eat them really quickly, then chase it down with some water, and then go to my drawer, which is not that far from my bed. It's like 5 feet from my bed. And then start off with something soft, which is Motrin, and see how that goes. If I'm not feeling anything within like 45 minutes, then I move on to the hard stuff like morphine, extended release or immediate release, and go from there. Usually that does it, but
if you are sick, you deserve help. If you say you're in pain, you deserve to be believed.
When I changed hospitals and I seen a girl with sickle cell, she was like just glowing, like literally. And I was talking to one of the doctors who was like, yeah, that's also my patient. And when she came in, she was just as little as you. And like, don't worry, we're going to get you there. It's going to take some time, but we're going to definitely get you there.
When we made the transition to the Cancer Institute, it was a trusted partnership. They knew that I wanted to be informed. I didn't necessarily learn anything new unless there was something new on the horizon of what she could possibly be taking medication-wise. But I would say the biggest thing was quality of life. I didn't know could exist for her or us. Such a frail little girl. And all she wanted was to be with her friends in school.
It was difficult. I know I was always lying to like the friends that I did make. It was hard to keep in touch with them too. And it's hard to articulate what you have going on to people that are your age, because you're only like 10, 9. You don't even know what's going on. And to try to explain to them what's going on, they kind of treat it like, ew, I don't want to be around that. I don't even want to know what that is. So it's kind of easier to just not talk about it to them.
Friends would come up to me and be like, hey, you're never really here. What's going on? And wanting to tell them the truth, but also knowing it's probably best to just push it under the rug.
I was scared of them knowing as well underneath all of that, because I just didn't want to be bombarded with questions of like, oh, what is that? What do you do? Like, why are you always sick? And I'm just like, it's fine, I'm fine type of thing. Cause like there's too many questions being asked. And as a kid, like I was aware of it, but also I couldn't answer all the questions because I wasn't fully aware at the same time. Like I just knew I had this disease and it was doing this to me and I needed this. But like I also didn't have all the information to explain it to like my peers at the same time.
There was a lot of bullying because of course my eyes were yellow. Nobody understood why, but I didn't even know why at that young either. So I would just be like, okay, that's normal. I never really looked into people's eyes and be like, okay, your eyes are different than mine.
Making friends was easy. Letting them into like my sickle cell experience wasn't easy at all. It's something I really don't like talking about. It's something I don't tell all my friends about. Most acquaintances that I that I have who know me don't know I have sickle cell. Only my close friends know that I have sickle cell. So it's something that I don't really like to share. But yeah, it's something that as I get older, I'm feeling more comfortable in sharing it and voicing it. But like when I was younger, it was definitely something that I'd keep to myself.
She went from barely having a life at all to having quality of life. That's what I learned. That's what we learned. That's what she learned, that life wasn't just sickle cell. She began to live. She was doing things that I didn't know that she would ever amount to. I think that's what the last place didn't focus on. Giving the patient enough quality of life. When my daughter was very young, I told her from the beginning, you're going to college, you're going to succeed, and you're not allowed to use your medical condition as an excuse for failure. It doesn't work that way. I told her as a mother, I told her as a social worker that the rest of the world is not really going to care. Your mama cares. Your teachers will eventually care. Your family members undoubtedly care, but the rest of the world is not going to care. So we got to figure out how to maneuver in this life. These are the cards that we have. We got to deal them. We got to play what we've been given. You're not allowed to use this as an excuse not to push forward. There were a couple of times she's in a hospital on morphine, on a morphine drip, nonetheless, with a bolus button that she could control. And the only thing I could tell her is, once this is done, we're getting right back on that horse. Oh, okay, Mom. But right now I'm sick. I know you're sick, but not forever. This is just a day. This isn't your whole life. Okay. This is just a day. It's a bump in the road. We have bigger things to do. We have bigger fish to fry.
She got to be strong too, though, bro.
Once this is done, back on that horse.
Yeah.
And
because if she get weak, that's gonna make her
kept
dog weak.
that. She's had a couple of minor crises, sickle cell crisis, while in college. She'd tell me about it like a day or two later. I'm like, what? What happened? How did you handle it? Mom, I just did what you told me to do. I did my deep breathing and we started cognitive behavioral therapy so she could just start breathing through the pain. And once she figured out that didn't work, okay, we're going to try Motrin. If that doesn't work out, we're going to try the next thing, the acetaminophen with codeine. Yes, I can actually remember that word. If that doesn't work, then you take it up to the next level, which sometimes meant morphine, extended release, or morphine immediate release. You do what you have to do for that moment. It's just a moment in time. It doesn't dictate what you do with the rest of your life. Once it's done, you get back on that horse, you get back on your school studies, you call your internship, you call your job, you let them know, I was down, I'm back. Let me know what I got to do.
When I was picking my career choices, I wasn't thinking about my sickle cell, so I just went with probably the worst thing to do, having sickle cell. But it's one of those things where I'm really passionate about. My career goals is eventually go FBI or maybe even a police officer. But as I get older, I realized police officers they get unlimited sick days, so it might be it might work out for me in the long run if I do eventually get there.
Maya knows that she can't just deal with this by herself. She's now beginning to be comfortable in her own skin enough to start telling people about it. Make that choice to move forward. What can I do from this perspective? Yeah, I'm in pain. Yes, I'm lonely. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm frustrated. What am I doing? Ask yourself, am I making it worse by sitting here? Or am I being proactive? Am I talking to someone? Am I letting them know this is happening right now? Call me in the next 10 minutes. Keeping everybody involved.
Yeah, a lot of people dealing with that shit, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. But they still fought through it. I didn't know they was dealing with that pain like that every day, like that though, bro. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the sickle cell anemia, a bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. You know anybody that was dealing with that, Bubba D?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You know, when nigga used to be going to school, you know, it always used to be somebody who had some kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have some kind of little issues and shit
Mm-hmm.
at the school.
Yeah. That shit crazy. That shit crazy, man. But it's good to have that type of info out there, though. You know what I mean? Let you know that
Yeah,
it's people out here that's fighting with you and people that's trying. You know what I mean? That you're not out here alone, man. You know, a lot of people be feeling like they by themselves when they be going through that shit. You know what I mean? Because they by themselves. But it be like it's other people in the world that's going through the same things that you're going through too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to reach out and try to look at these people and get these stories from these people. You know what I mean? And see how they went through it and how they got through it. You know, maybe that can help you get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I didn't know nothing about it, man. That's good awareness, man. You got to be aware about everything. You know?
Yeah.
I was finna say it for him. Shit, I
Me
ain't gonna
too.
lie. Nigga, you froze up over there. Nigga, you were froze like this, your eye closed. You fix that. Your
Nah,
face
man.
you see?
Nah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man. That shit was sad in the motherfucker, man.
yeah. The mama, she gotta be strong because if she show any weakness, bro, her daughter gonna get weak with her. And
Yeah.
you know, like she was crying and wanted to cry, but
Yeah.
she's still pushing.
She
You know what I'm
still
saying?
pushing. You know what I
That's what
mean?
people don't understand us as black people. We push through a lot of shit, bro. You know,
Be through a lot of shit. Yeah.
man, when
Yeah.
mama probably wanted to give up, but she knows she can't give up because if she give up, then the child gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? That was a strong woman there, man.
Even if she give up, who gonna be there for her baby? You know what I mean? Who gonna be there for her baby?
Yeah. So
you know,
that was
type
crazy.
shit, man.
I needed to hear that, man.
Yeah. I need to hear that shit too, man. Let a nigga know, man. Shit, it's people going through all type of shit in this world, man. They still pushing on. Little shit we dealing with, shit I'm dealing with, man, or what a nigga be going through, that shit mine. A nigga can always change that and flip that around and make that shit a positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That shit, man, for real.
That's always the reason how I always thought about like keep going or something. If nigga ever thought about giving up, it's always somebody in some worse shit, man.
Yeah. There's always somebody in some worse shit.
It's somewhere.
Go ahead.
It could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think about the penitentiary. I think about them days I be in the penitentiary, and if I'm free, I'm like, nah, nigga, come on, you free, nigga. You should be able to do you. That's all you need to be. You should be able to shake back from that just by being free.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga. Nigga, you got your 2 feet, you can get up. You got all your limbs, you can walk, nigga. You can use your arms and shit, my nigga. Shit, you can shake. You can make something happen. You can make something happen, but it's up to you to make it happen. The shit that you got to do to make it happen, you might not even like that shit, but at least you made it happen.
Yep.
Nigga can't tell you didn't make it happen. Nigga like shit. Nigga, I went to deal what the fuck I had to do. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we ain't going against our morals. We ain't going to Diddy parties.
Nah, hell nah.
We ain't going against no morals and shit. I'm talking about working the job. Nah.
Nigga ain't going to no motherfucking Diddy parties.
Nigga not going to Diddy parties, man. No, not at all. Not at all, man. For real.
Hey, but everybody who went to Diddy parties, man, wasn't involved in no bullshit, my nigga. That nigga, them parties probably were crunk in a motherfucker. Diddy going to the back rooms,
So
my nigga.
he just kind of fucked with who he wanted to fuck with.
Of course.
Yeah, pull a nigga to the back room.
Yeah, he going to the back room.
You go
with
back
them
there
niggas.
with him, you a damn fool.
You go,
Yeah, nigga follow him back there. Nigga follow him back there to the back room. Nigga's crazy. Then get mad when he whip out on him. My nigga,
Man, look,
went to the back room with him, nigga.
Your boy Frat talking about shit. I'd be at a Diddy party.
I'm telling you, my nigga. Hey, I'm telling you, that poor nigga party probably be live in the motherfucker, but nigga, I'm telling you, it's plenty niggas that done been to Diddy parties that ain't been involved in none of that shit, nigga.
Yeah, for sure, but it's a lot of niggas that have.
It's a lot of niggas that have.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Because the niggas wanted to entertain that shit anyway. That's why they went. They already had it on their mind. Shit. They trying to get that back.
Diddy, I'm pretty sure Diddy invited a whole bunch of people to his party. Niggas that ain't even on that shit he on, but them niggas just going for the look, you know. They probably meet them some little women or something up there, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, get in some shit with the females.
Yeah.
While Diddy got his other shit going on back there. You know, it's in a big ass house or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
stay with your crew. Stay with your crew when you're in there.
Yeah.
Stay with your crew.
Gotta stay. I seen some shit when that nigga Exhibit, they interviewed Exhibit and they asked him about the Diddy parties. And he said when he went to the Diddy party, him and the female went there, and he said he he ain't say no names or whatever, man, of what he seen. But when he started seeing all kind of shit, he was like, I gotta go. See, I go to a Diddy party to see what the fuck that shit going on. If I see some shit like that going on, I gotta go, my man.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta leave.
Hey,
behind closed doors.
How Rose drop a link in the private chat so he can drop that link to this video?
He got to come up.
He up there right now.
No, he got to come up to the panel.
Oh, you got to come up to the panel and drop it in the private chat? Okay.
Yeah, he got to come up to the panel and drop it in the private chat. No, man.
Yeah, man. We're gonna run this. I don't got his Instagram. Call on some pussy. Carl talking about they having a food fight with peanut butter and shit.
Who?
Carl said they having a food fight at Diddy house with peanut butter.
That's crazy. Carl, there go Carl, y'all. Go Carl. For real, we go Carl.
A nigga Carl, man.
Hey, man. This video is American foods that are banned in other countries, man. We on that food shit too. You know, food is part of your health, man.
Part of your health.
Most Americans.
Food is part of your death too.
Yeah, your health and your death.
Part of your death.
United States is the gold standard of clean food. But that belief may not hold up to scrutiny. From unsanitary practices in mass production to the addition of dangerous chemicals, countries have good reason to give the side eye to imported foods claiming to be U.S.
What the fuck happened to?
What happened?
He done shut down.
Who, Solo?
Solo done shut down, man. Hold him up, man.
His computer probably fucked up or something.
Yeah, his computer fucked up. Let me see what he was. Let me see if I can pull up what he was on. Yeah, man. He didn't. God damn. So.
Yeah, Solo, you got to get back up here, man.
Okay. You got You got to get back up here, Lo.
Solo went to go get him some food. But Solo went and got him some food he ain't supposed to be eating real quick.
Oh, damn! He can't. He to pop back up and pop back down. It ain't holding up, Solo. There you go. Solo. What happened to you? You screen black.
The shit freezing up.
The shit that froze up on you. I gotta take it from here. Damn.
You probably got to come on that phone.
Yeah.
From unsanitary practices in mass production to the addition of dangerous chemicals, USDA approved. That's right. This week we're talking about American foods that have been banned by other countries. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. Then leave a comment and world food facts you would like to know more about. Now let's see how wrong the rest of the world really is. Since the dawn of Skittles, there have been rumors about the danger red ones make you sterile, and the yellow ones, they give you cancer. Turns out, it might be worse than that. First of all, your classmate
The red 40
wasn't wrong.
The red 40,
The
man.
dyes known as Yellow 5 and Yellow 6 have been linked to hives and hyperactivity in children. Sweden will most likely be banning Skittles at the end of the year, having already swapped out some of the dye for more natural flavors. This is because of something called titanium dioxide, which can be found making the colors pop across the rainbow. Research linked titanium dioxide to damaged DNA, which can lead to cancer. While Europe may be ahead of the Skittles awareness curve, America is quickly catching up. In May of 2021, the Environment Working Group asked the FDA to categorize titanium dioxide as toxic. And yes, before you ask, right now the FDA says it's okay to consume some of that chemical compound. You can taste the rainbow, but just in moderate. California is home to a lawsuit against Mars Inc., the parent company of Skittles. The lawsuit claims Skittles are not only toxic, but are unfit for human consumption. So maybe for now, play it safe. Just go have some Swedish fish instead. Ever looked at a piece of crusty French baguette, be it in cartoon or in real life. But let's be honest, it was probably in the hands of Pepe Le Pew. And think, I can't make a sandwich with that. As great as we talk about the invention of sliced bread, a lot of European countries have actually banned much of what you'd find on America's wide grocer shelves. That's because we make a lot of our bread not just with grain, but with a variety snack packs worth of additives, like azodicarbonamide, for example, which helps bleach flour and strengthen dough. Fun fact about azodicarbonamide, it's also used in a spectrum of industrial products, including yoga mats. Downward dogs. The European Union is really against the idea of its citizens eating yoga mat material and has banned their use in food products. Pork, the other white meat, is a staple of American meats along with chicken, fish, and beef. From bacon to ham, hot dogs to pork chops. American meat eaters consume about 60 pounds of pig per person every year. Soo-wee, my heart is stopping. Don't get us wrong, other nations indulge in swine just as much, if not more, than Americans. So why doesn't the U.S. export scores of succulent bacon-bearing boars? Well, it turns out America adds a lot of chemicals during processing. Ractopamine in particular is used in many pig farms to raise porkier porkers. Ractopamine, which we put a dash of in a lot of foods, has been banned in 160 countries, which all consider the drug unsafe for human consumption. This in turn has led to a prohibition of pork exports across the world. The EU hasn't touched the stuff since outlawing ractopamine in 2009. China and Russia have been ractopamine-less since 2013. Maybe that's because ractopamine has the same effects as an intoxicant on humans and can cause tachycardia, headaches, and muscle spasms if consumed in large enough quantities. But it is a small price to pay for a perfect piece of the pork. Hygiene in America often comes down to dousing stuff in a chlorine bath and calling it FDA approved, and chicken is no exception. Pathogen reduction treatments, or PRTs, refer to the use of different chemicals to destroy harmful microbes on raw meat. Somewhere along the line, American food regulators decided a quick chlorine shock was the best way to kill salmonella and other bacteria on uncooked poultry. Chlorine marinade. And look, it's not that the EU is against taking a long gulp from the public pool now and then. In fact, the risks posed by chlorine consumption are relatively low. The bigger concern is that the chlorine baths are just an eye-burning Band-Aid on a larger problem. The tip of the beak, so to speak. They're worried that the PRTs are insufficient to deal with more than just the normal bacteria and don't get at a potential contamination from things like low-quality feed to unsanitary coops on farms. The EU called the chlorine rinse an easy fix, arguing no chemical rinse will ever remove all bacteria from meat heavily contaminated as a result of poor hygiene. That hurts extra to hear it from the French. Mountain Dew is the closest any soft drink has come to being fully weaponized. But did you know in Austria and Norway, the soda is outright banned? That's because Mountain Dew's signature Chernobyl radiant hue comes from tartrazine, also known as Yellow 5. And if your ADHD hasn't kicked in yet, you'll remember that color and number from the Skittles section earlier. It's been linked to headaches, hyperactivity, and the desire to be annoying to other people. Ironically, the qualities that make Mountain Dew a soda non gratis in other countries is exactly what the brand promotes: a frenetic, over-caffeinated lifestyle. Do the do. Baja Blast. Woohoo. And while you might be able to find Mountain Dew in Europe, it's going to hit a little different. That's because Europe spent exactly 2 years in the 90s riding the dew before discontinuing it. What is being sold as Mountain Dew in the EU has a recipe closer to the original carbonated beverage, as created by Tennessee beverage bottlers Barney and Ollie Hartman in the 1940s. The original Mountain Dew was meant as a whiskey mixer, with a name coming from the affectionate Scottish term for moonshine. It'll tickle your innards, is what the old ads used to read. No lies detected here.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
Yahoo! Mountain Dew! The Debbie's? Damn, man.
Little Debbie has been providing Americans with comfort snack food since the
Little Debbie,
1960s
nigga.
with their
Them Little
variety of
Debbie
zebra
snacks.
cakes, star crunches, nutty bars, fudge rounds, and cosmic brownies.
Damn.
But their big claim to fame, as anyone who has ever had their lunch packed by a parent can attest, is the Little Debbie Swiss Rolls, a mixture of rich chocolate cake and butter creamy filling. Over 900 million cartons of Little Debbie products are shipped each year, but none of those cartons go anywhere near Austria or Norway. Blame those rascally additives, yellow 5 and red 40. Swiss rolls contain 32 milligrams of dye per product, and in those quantities, they've been shown to have an adverse effect on children. And we're not just talking about causing hyperactivity, although one study found that cutting all artificial food coloring diets may be one-half active as prescribing kids Ritalin. And while we can't prove there's a direct connection between artificial food coloring and cancer, they do cause damage to white blood cells, causing them to mutate after only 3 hours. Exposure to these dyes could cause tumor cells to multiply way more rapidly.
You miss chicken, nigga. Pork, nigga.
The way you said it, like it was some bad shit. They went in.
Yeah, nigga. Huh? It's
Hey,
about
man,
weed Skittles.
Yeah,
Skittles,
I know. I heard the Skittles.
Mountain Dew, nigga.
I know Mountain Dew making pita sauce. It got saltpeter in it.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, what else they say? Man, there was a bunch of shit. I forgot the rest of it. Want me to start it over?
No, don't start it over. You know, we got another video. So you good? I'm good. I can watch it. I just want to know what I missed.
They start talking about that Mountain Dew. I mean that
bread, bro. Bread. They said bread bad for us, bro.
Yeah, bread is horrible, bro.
Yeah, bread. They said that shit fucking nigga up. That shit they use like to bleach the bread. They said it's not good for us, bro. Then they start talking about pig and shit, and then they talked about they started talking about chicken and shit. Then that's when I think they got into like Mountain Dew and shit. Yep. And that's when that's when he started talking about Little Debbie's. Yeah. Everything a nigga eat every day. Fuck my whole little diet up.
That reason, researchers say a high chronic intake of food colorings throughout the entire life is not advisable. If only they weren't so delicious. Surprisingly,
what you say, Bub?
Shit, that's what we be doing. Shit, that's why I'm glad I didn't change my. I'm glad I didn't change my diet.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. For real, bro. This shit there, goddamn. I'm gonna start eating fruit snacks.
Swiss rolls. Hold on, baby.
No more Swiss roll.
Yeah,
no more Swiss roll. Zebra cakes. Yeah, Big Fresh talking about zebra cakes. I used to eat zebra cakes.
You can buy Little Debbie Swiss rolls in the EU, but they come with warning labels advising parents of the potential dangers to kids. You know, like cigarettes. When you hear the words banned breakfast cereal, you're probably imagining one of the countless kid-focused brands of sugary morsels, like the oh-so-delicious Cookie Crisp. So you might be surprised to learn that it's actually Special K, the most boring cereal on all of the earth, that has been banned in Denmark and discouraged in the EU. How does the healthiest box of flakes on the shelf get banned, while stuff like Reese's Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch continue to enjoy free passage? Ironically, because of its supposed health benefits. In the UK, Special K has been put on blast by the Advertising Standards Authority for exaggerating how much folic acid they pack into portions. Though it's still legal to buy in Europe, Denmark has completely banned Special K since 2004 for all its fortified vitamins and minerals. Regulators argue that Kellogg's cereal's unnaturally high levels of everything from vitamin A to zinc actually qualify Special K as a genetically modified organism, or GMO. More specifically, Special K is swole with the same artificial compounds that studies have shown to potentially pose health risks, specifically to children and pregnant women. In conclusion, you may want to stick with crunch berries. You don't need to take a transcontinental flight to visit countries that have banned American foods. Just drive up to the Canadian border, flash your passport, and sign an affidavit saying you're not smuggling any steak tartare in your trunk. Today, consuming raw meat has fallen out of fashion in the US, much like other foods like veal and pate, which don't make you sick but might make you sad. But while baby cow and overstuffed goose liver is illegal in parts of America now, tartare is not. See, while veal and pate may be uncool, they're also served hot, unlike tartare, which is chopped up cold meat, straight from the cow. Undercooked or raw foods can lead to an increase in food poisoning and parasitic infections, especially in beef and poultry. But considering how fancy pants steak tartare is, Titanic food, one might say, you'd think countries might look the other way and let the luxury delicacy slide. And for a long time, they did. In Canada, meat has to reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, the equivalent of a medium rare steak, in order to be considered safe to serve. But those rules aren't strictly enforced. That is, until recently. In 2021, restaurant owners in New Brunswick selling steak tartare were all served cease and desist letters. Canadian public health officials had decided that amid the ongoing health crisis of COVID-19, the last thing their citizens needed was a side order of botulism. Is there anything more American than Coca-Cola? The fizz, the flavor, the former secret ingredient, cocaine. Coke is basically apple pie in beverage form. And it's not just Americans who are cuckoo for Coke. Invented by a pharmacist in 1886 Georgia, Coca-Cola quickly caught on overseas. It was the World War II GI's drink of choice. Pre-pandemic, Coca-Cola had 500 brands in over 200 countries, making it the best-selling soft drink and one of the most recognizable brands of all time. But there will always be exceptions. And unlike the other entries on the list, for once, it has nothing to do with health concerns. Everybody knows that Coke is not good for you. We just decided collectively that we don't care. No, the countries that have outlawed the brand have done so because of what it represents, a symbol of the encroachment of American capitalism. From 1962 to 2011, the U.S. banned sales of Coke to Burma as part of sanctions against the military junta that ruled the country until 2011. It resumed sales in the country in 2012. Today, Coca-Cola is only unavailable in 2 countries with long-term trade embargoes with the U.S. North Korea hasn't allowed Coke since 1950, and the bubbly beverage has been banned in Cuba since Fidel Castro seized supplies in 1962. First the prequels, now Coke. Is there anything that can't be ruined by the federalization of trade taxation? In a twist of irony and lime, Cuba was actually one of the first bottlers of the beverage outside of America. Today, Cuba Cola has replaced Coke as the country's soft drink of choice, though black market sales abound. After all, it is the birthplace of the Cuba Libre, aka the rum and Coke. M&M's, the delicious melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
M&M?
Originally a collaboration between the Scion sons of the Mars and Hershey dynasties in 1941. Like Coca-Cola, M&M's gained international fans during World War II, as American soldiers popularized the candy overseas as the chocolate that won't get your trigger finger all sticky. But you won't find the candy in Sweden, where it's banned due to a trademark conflict with a popular national candy that also features lowercase m's as its signature. When Mars introduced the candy to Sweden in 2009, a court ruled its marketing too similar to that of the Norwegian Marabous, which resemble Kit Kats. During World War I, Marabou had moved its manufacturing to its Swedish neighbors, where it received a royal warrant of appointment to King Sweden. And here we thought this was chocolate snobs. Should you want to check out what the fuss is all about, Marabou's is sold in IKEA stores here in the U.S.
Okay.
Well, at least it's good to know that M&M.
They got to try them, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
And that important Victor bar shelf chocolate. So what do you think? Which of these banned food sounds the most delicious? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from Weird History Food.
Man, come on, man. He done fucked up my whole diet. My whole diet fucked up. You can't eat nothing.
You can't be eating that gravy and cane and shit no more, my nigga, either.
He said pig, chicken, and cow. Steak.
Yeah, all that shit ain't good for you, food. You know, we ain't supposed to, you know. But then the thing about it, if you listen to each of these videos, you know, one dude, when he was talking about the keto diets and shit like that, what he basically was saying, shit, meat and shit is good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that vegan shit is bullshit
Yeah.
to some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He said some shit like you can have like a bag of chips and some other shit and some other. He said, man, that's all vegan. So yeah, you can be vegan, but what are you eating as a vegan?
Yeah, because that shit ain't nothing but corn and shit, my nigga.
Yeah.
Corn and potato chips. Corn and potatoes.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, cause niggas don't know them Roman noodles got pork in them. Them noodles they be having pork in them.
Even the chicken flavor.
Yeah, you got to read the back of them labels. That's why it take me forever when I go to the grocery store. I be in that bitch. I be reading labels. I'm looking for prices. I'm looking for everything. I'll be in that bitch seeing like 2-3 hours. I be picking up shit, reading, scanning shit, Googling shit. Shit. You know, I still eat some of the bullshit too, though. I ain't gonna even cap. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I try to find the best shit for my body, man. And because we getting older, we ain't young as we used to be when they used to go in the store and mix all them sodas together.
Oh man, yeah. I was still doing that shit, nigga.
This nigga crazy shit.
I still be. That's what I go in that bitch. I get a big ass cup, nigga. I put about 4 different sodas in that motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't young as I might take this shit no more.
Mix your own flavors up.
Yeah.
What they call that shit a suicide.
The suicide. We used to call that shit crazy juice. That bitch have nigga amped up. Yeah, you put all them flavors in that bitch, nigga be sugar down.
Sugar down. Ooh,
I'm talking about, I'm hitting everyone on that bitch except diet, nigga. Or Gatorade. I'm hitting every motherfucker on that bitch. Going down that line, shit.
Yeah, nigga don't want no diet. They don't want no diet. They don't want no diet.
None of that.
Now, no diet. I drink a diet now, but they say diet is worse for you too. It's bad too.
Yeah. They got that aspartame shit. Yeah, I ain't fuck with that shit.
No, hell no.
And
Give me the OG. Give me the OG.
Them zero sugar straight though. Them zeros, them bitches good.
Man, I drunk one of them little sodas, man. It's like some kind of sodas, but they supposed to be like healthy sodas.
Man, $3 right. The $3 soda.
Yeah, they got different flavors and shit, man. Them bitches taste like ginger ale.
Them bitches taste worse than ginger. Them bitches taste like that.
Like sparkling,
Yeah, that sparkling water shit. Yeah, that shit's trash. I bought like 6 of them cans, nigga. I would mad the motherfucker. Hell no, I ain't fucking with them shits no more.
The Pellegrino, they taste like that Pellegrino down there. I bought a bottle of that shit. I got a bottle of that shit right down here. Yeah, Pellegrino. Sparkling water.
That's that white people shit. Yeah.
They say that shit was good for you though.
I can't get past the taste of it, bro. Like
when it's cold, you know what I'm saying? Nigga want that urge for some of that powerful shit, nigga, that them sodas be having. But it ain't the same. It definitely ain't the same, my nigga.
What I do with my sodas, I ain't gonna lie. I still drink sodas. So what I do, if it's a bottle or a can, once I bust that bitch open, I don't down it. I'm using that bitch for flavor. Boom, boom. Oh, real spill up, Bubba Ding.
What's the word, man?
You
What's
sent the
the
link to
deal?
both.
Yeah,
What's the
so
deal?
I hit that bitch in the morning, boom. Then when I feel that urge again, I hit that bitch again. Like I drunk 1 can a day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's good.
Nigga, I got a motherfucking I bet, man, I like to hit that soda, nigga, and hit that bitch, nigga, and that shit be burning your throat. You know what I'm saying?
That early morning wake up. I pop that bitch early in the morning before I go to work, put that bitch in the refrigerator. I be going to work, come back on my break. I hit that bitch again. Come off, get off work, hit that bitch again, and I finish the can when I get home. Okay. Yeah, Rose, we'll run that tomorrow, man. When you tap in with us, we doing the show tomorrow. We off on the weekends.
Hey, one day, you know what I'm saying, when I was in prison, nigga used to look at the
run that
National
tomorrow.
Geographic.
Let's get ready to go to whatchamacallit anyway. We finna go to
Belter ass. We weren't cutting you off, Bubba Dean. We was asking somebody
anyway.
Hey, it was a motherfucking they was talking about the food preservative. And they was talking about, nigga, we eat hundreds of insects every day, nigga, and don't even know it.
Yeah.
They talking about they be using them bugs and shit, nigga, inside them preservatives and shit too, nigga.
They say they put on some roach shit on apples, nigga, to keep the apple. I can't think what it's called.
Keep the pests from coming to get it or something.
No, to keep it from rotting fast.
Yeah, to keep it from
They use roaches for, nigga, and rub that shit on there. That's why you supposed to always wash all your fruit in hot water to burn that shit off of there. Are you eating that shit? I think it's roach poop or roaches or something, some weird shit. Glossy, yeah. Keep them shits glossy too.
I'm telling you, man, niggas, boy, they killing a nigga like a motherfucker. Nigga wonder why motherfuckers getting all these cancers and shit.
That's how they make it.
The same with soaps and deodorants.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta have it, huh?
Now we ain't gotta have it.
For shit. We ain't gotta have it, but we gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? A nigga gonna get his ass up once he get out that shit. He gonna put that deodorant on. He gonna use toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? All that shit has got them chemicals that'll fuck your ass up.
You could find if a nigga really want to, you can find some soap that don't got a lot of chemicals in it. It might not be what you want.
Yeah.
But you remember when you can rub baking soda under your arm for deodorant.
Yeah, like they used to give you that bullshit in PDC and that little old white little bullshit.
You can now baking soda's a bad motherfucker. You can brush your teeth with it.
Yeah, you can. What they used to mix that shit, it used to be baking soda. It was baking soda mixed with some other kind of shit, my nigga.
Yeah, I remember what it was. Give you in that little cone.
Yeah, in that little cone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Toothpaste got too much fluoride in that shit. That shit bad.
Yeah, that shit ain't nothing but bleach, nigga.
Mm-hmm. You gotta remember, especially for the ladies that be getting them perms and them chemicals in your head, that shit going straight to your brain, making you lose.
Yeah, and it be making the motherfuckers have fibroids and shit.
Mm-hmm. Your brain got a lot of poison that it soak in faster through your brain. It's just like taking some drugs that's crushed up or straight to your veins. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta remember that shit. Chemicals in your head. Grease and shampoos we put in our head too. Shit.
That's crazy. You ain't gotta be a dope fiend to OD on these chemicals out here, nigga.
No, you don't. Nigga OD on Suave motherfucking deodorant. We're gonna put too many strikes on this old nigga passed out. Shit. That's a damn shame.
Nigga on hamburgers and shit too, nigga. And Skittles.
Yeah.
And Lil Debbie.
You know what, they go to get a hamburger and they gonna have some Skittles and a fruit drink or a drink with that bitch. Nigga, that's dead man walking.
Yeah.
And a lot of us ain't doing no working out to burn that shit off or try to get it out or doing no daily cleanses to clean our body. So that shit sitting in our gut, the bacteria and all that shit, man. Meat is the hardest thing to process.
That shit probably be killing the nigga the bacteria, the good bacteria in there that a nigga need.
Yeah, it is. That's why the dude was saying you gotta feed that old bacteria so it'll die.
Yeah.
And that shit just sitting in your gut. When they ain't getting no food, he basically was saying shit, they eating other shit off your body and shit.
Yep. They start eating you. Shit.
Yeah.
Because shit, that's what cancer is, like when your cells turn on each other and start killing each other and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's and then they were saying about that Skittles, nigga, that shit was changing motherfuckers' DNA, nigga.
Damn. I said I missed it.
Yeah.
My shit
That's
froze up.
fucked up.
Damn.
Eating that shit, nigga, had you transform into something like old boy.
That's crazy shit.
Nigga start eating them hoes and start metamorphosizing, nigga.
But think about it. That's the shit we giving to our kids. Our nieces, our nephews, our grandkids. When you tell them no, they get mad at us. Think we don't want to buy them shit.
Yeah, because that shit be addictive too, my nigga.
I know it is.
That shit like dope, nigga.
I broke myself from it. I really don't fuck with candy like that. I eat that shit every now and then, but I don't get too fucked.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it do to you. So and I like my teeth. I don't want to be looking like naked mouth over there. So you know what I'm saying? Shit. So I be trying to kind of watch that shit, man.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? You know when your teeth is fucked up, that's bad for your heart too, my nigga.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, nigga, they go hand in hand with heart problems, nigga. That nigga gonna have a heart attack, nigga.
Yeah.
For real, fam.
That's crazy.
It's something to do, you know what I'm saying, with the blood vessels and all that shit. They say that shit it's a link to two problems and heart problem, heart failure and all that shit is linked.
Man, that's crazy, man. Well, fellas, man, this live here shall come to an end. We really appreciate you guys and ladies tapping in with us at Broke to Riches, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you guys. We appreciate our guy Bubba Dean coming through here and, fucking with us, man. We are always gonna bring some different guests up here. Bubba Dean always welcome to come up here and fuck with us. That's the bell. So
We're gonna be having, you know
what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Then we finna go over here to belt to ass where we put strap on niggas back. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
No Diddy.
That's where the shits go in. Yeah. So if y'all ready for the shits, tune in. Broke the Riches TV. Belt game. Yeah. We out.
Belt game.
Tune in. Come over there. Yeah. Pull up. Belt game, nigga.
Yeah. Pull up on that.
Italian leather, nigga.
Yeah. Strapping niggas with that Italian leather, nigga. Yeah.
Italian leather, nigga.